Hello everybody, Shift Your Mindset here. It's raining outside and it's raining inside the JW religion. And the other day I had a conversation with my father-in-law, my mother-in-law. We were eating dinner, my wife and her parents. And we were just talking about the Jehovah's Witnesses and some history of where I come from. And it was a nice conversation, and they know they have a lot of rules, but I was explaining about this fellowshipping and the shunning, and they asked me about the contact with my father and is it normal and stuff like that. And then I said, yeah, but other people do socialize with their children who leave the religion, and some of the things don't make sense to them. But why? Why does somebody else do it like that, and you do it like that, and your father's doing it like that? And aren't there rules? And I thought by myself, yes, there are rules, but sometimes it's hard to explain to outsiders, to strangers of the JW religion. So, it's raining, everyone is gone into town, I'm here, all alone, happy. But I was thinking, JWs break the rules a lot. So, I was writing in my book. This is my book. I write things down, goals, stuff I want to improve. But also when I do research, I write it down. It's better for me to write it down sometimes. And I just started writing without thinking. I just came up with a lot of bullet points. And I thought, hey, we'd take a trip into memory lane to being a Jehovah's Witness and breaking the rules. What are some of the rules they are breaking? It's a long list for sure, guys. And I hope you add some points in the comments. I'm not gonna mention, so you're gonna put it in the comments what I forgot at the top of my dome. One of them is the speeding. I was always speeding. When I lived in the Netherlands, I was always speeding. There are strict rules in the Netherlands regarding to traffic. Here in South Africa, there aren't much. There are rules, but they are not forced upon us. If I don't wear a seatbelt and the police officer in the car standing next to me at the traffic lights, he waves at you. He doesn't care. In the Netherlands, you get a fine, few hundred euros. Fine, immediately. And the way the Netherlands is handling the traffic situation is as strict as the JWs are in all their rules. But speeding was the first that came into my mind. Speeding. Especially when we were going to the convention, we were going to the circuit meeting, whatever. Every time when we had to travel for more than an hour to the conventions, you were always passed by cars full of Jehovah's Witnesses, nicely dressed. Maybe now we won't recognize them anymore because now it's pants and beards and stuff like that, but always in the suits and ties and everything. And I was already doing 140 on the highway, and then 160, 170, there they came. And I recognized the cars. It was the circuit overseer, it was the CEO of our congregation, it was a lot of elders, ministerial servants, whatever, always speeding. And when you came to the convention and you say, hey, you were going fast. Yeah, but I had to be in time, important job for Jehovah, and always excuses. But speeding is definitely one of the rules they always breaking. So that's speeding. Drinking and speeding is the same, but drinking comes later. The other thing is, we all know there are rules on entertainment. What's good? Video games are bad. This war, this video game is not good, and that movie is not good. This soundtrack is not good. That band is no good. And sometimes a band is called in the Watchtower magazines, even, I believe. But entertainment is a thing where Jehovah's Witnesses always breaks the rules. If you come into another household, I saw the video games of what they were playing, and it was always war games and shooting and shooter playing everything. It was not just only Mario Kart. No. Entertainment. I know a lot of PME guys, even pioneers, going to 50 Shades of Grey and that stuff. And the good thing is, if you have a casual conversation with someone, and you say, do you know the song this or that? Oh yeah, I know, blah, blah, and they begin singing and stuff like that, and then they are just distracted. And then you see the real Jehovah's Witness for a few seconds. And then they say, oh yeah, but not that good, or not that good. They just heard it, whatever. But sometimes they let their guard down in their enthusiasm. And then you see the real Jehovah's Witness. They know everything about certain celebrities. Not good celebrities, by the way. But they know it. So they go to strange movies. They go to even adult movies, stuff like that. Crazy things are happening in JW land, for sure. And one, I don't know, let me know if you are a Jehovah's Witness or you are a PMO or whatever, let me know if this one is still valid. But in my time, it was a rule they always broke. And I was one of the attendants that had to make sure that everything was going according to plan, according to the rules. But this was always one that was broken by the JWs. At the beginning of the convention, at 8 o'clock, the doors open and they ran. They ran to their seats. They are running like they never run before. Like Usain Bolt style towards the seats. And the rule is that you only can save seats for the one who are traveling with you in the car. But all the JWs who were running always saved seats, entire rows sometimes, about 20 or 25 chairs, easily. And all the pamphlets on it, or songbooks or magazines or whatever, but they were always reserving seats for family members or other people who weren't traveling with them. And I find that one so funny when I think back. It's a trip down memory lane for me, that I can see it, that running, sweating, pushing people aside with cooling boxes and stuff like that, just to have the best seat, because back in the day the dramatizations were the things that they wanted to see, and they wanted to have a good view on the podium, on the stage. So they were always going for the best places, always on the corner, because if you're coming late you have to be sitting somewhere in the middle of a section and between people, and then you sit there because someone is sitting like this, you're sitting there in the middle of a row. So people were fighting and people were running to get the best seats and save them for people that weren't a part of their trip in that car. So that was the funniest one I could find. Tax evasion, next one. I know a lot of JWs who have companies or are a little bit richer than the normal ones and evaded taxes a lot. window washers, cash money, accepting cash money, not declaring it to the tax collectors. And we have a lot of window washers, do we? So other ones are claiming disability benefits or faking illness. I know a guy who was faking chronic fatigue and stuff like that, but he was full-time pioneering. He was scamming a worldly organization where he worked for so he can put in the hours in the ministry. And he was fine with it because it was for a good cause. Jehovah would understand. Jehovah would love his attitude. Jehovah would bless him. Jehovah would make him a king in earthly paradise. But there are a lot of JWs who scamming instances, worldly organizations to get benefits, even to get money, so they can do less. And they feel no obligation to be honest about it, to think, oh, now I'm better, I'm feeling better, I go back to work. No, they milking it to the, I don't know to where, to the end, to just stay lazy and live as a leech on the taxpayers' money, just to maintain their laziness and maybe doing some hours to have a better conscience. And that's the thing. A lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are breaking rules and think that ministry, putting in the hours in the ministry and doing your best in the congregation will equalize everything for Jehovah. Oh, it's not so bad. I put €1,000 in the box and then I'm good. Doesn't matter that I scammed somebody or whatever. Driving, now drinking. And drinking, nothing wrong with drinking. But I've seen a lot of JWs with red noses like Rudolph the Reindeer because they were heavily drinking. Even just before the meeting. And then they covered it up. But sometimes you would smell it in the congregation when you were too close to someone, that someone was drinking. And we have a lot of people in the Jehovah's Witness religion who are drinking heavily, but also are on medication for anxieties, for other stuff. They are popping pills like no one can. So drinking, I've seen a lot of I'd rather go to a worldly event, people are drinking but more relaxed, than the ones in the Jehovah's Witness parties. Because they aren't allowed to drink, so if they get a chance to drinking, they keep on drinking. So it will always end bad. But drinking is definitely a big problem in the Jehovah's Witness organization. I know a lot of people who are, when they come home from the congregation, the first thing they do is take a few beers to just process the whole weird evening they had, and to maintain going to the congregation, they started drinking just to endure everything what's happening there. The biggest one they break is, I think, slander and gossip. They are gossiping a lot. Slander also never any repercussion or whatever. They can do it and it's no problem. Gluttony. How many governing body members are puffed up looking like their weight is 150 kilos? Gluttony is something they do, but they never get reproved for something like that. It's not happening. Lying. We see it in the court in Norway that they're lying about their whole shunning policy. Lying about ministry hours. They are lying about the ministry a lot, how many hours they put. I saw a lot of cards of people from our group when I was a ministerial servant. I thought, how in the hell can he have 20 hours of preaching? I never saw him in a one ministry meeting, never. How is it possible? But they are easy with it. They have no shame in lying. Pornography. Avoiding celebrations. Well, we don't celebrate Christmas, but yeah, it happens that the whole family was there with Christmas and we ate a turkey and stuff like that. Guys, stop it. Just say, I'm celebrating Christmas. Free yourself. Infidelity. Biggest thing in Jehovah's Witnesses. Everyone who gets this fellowship, 99% of the people who get reproved, this fellowship, marked, whatever, it's about infidelity. And I've seen so many cases about people leaving their wives, elders, ministerial servants, sorry to say, but they were the worst thing. But the only thing, elders can back each other up and stay as an elder. And while they are giving you all the rules, they, behind your back, are breaking those rules. So these are just a few rules that Jehovah's Witnesses break the most. If I forgot a few, let me know in the comments, and we see each other on the next episode.